Ashley Blazer, Biden's life, roots and family. In the heart of Delaware, a new life began. Ashley Blazer Biden was born into a family where love was the foundation and public service was a calling. She was the daughter of Jill and Joe, and her story started with the promise of a life filled with purpose. Her father, Joe, was a United States Senator who carried the hopes of his community. He and Jill created a home built on laughter, resilience, and the deeply held belief that every person deserves to be treated with dignity. Ashley's mother, Jill, was an educator with a passion for words. She filled their home with books and stories, teaching Ashley that learning was a doorway to understanding the world and the people in it. From her mother, Ashley learned that compassion was not just a feeling, but something you practice. It was in the gentle way they tended the garden and the kindness they showed to every person they met. From her father, Ashley learned to listen. She watched him talk with people from all walks of life, not as a senator, but as a neighbor and a friend. He taught her that everyone has a story worth hearing. Walking by his side, she saw how her father's work was fueled by a genuine desire to help. These early moments planted a seed in Ashley's heart, the desire to dedicate her own life to serving others. When Ashley was a young girl, she learned that the tuna fish she loved was harming dolphins. Her heart ached for these intelligent creatures. She knew she couldn't just stand by, she had to do something. With the passion of a true advocate, Ashley drew posters and wrote letters. She went to her school and spoke to her classmates, explaining the problem and asking for their help. It was her very first campaign. She brought her cause to her father, not for him to fix, but to share her passion. He saw the same fire in her eyes that fueled him, and he listened with pride, encouraging her to fight for what she believed in. The love of her family, the lessons from her mother, and the example of her father all came together. In that young girl, a future social worker, activist, and leader was already beginning to emerge, ready to make her own mark on the world. Ashley Blazer, Biden's life, growing into purpose. The hallways of high school felt like a new world, vast and full of unfamiliar faces. Ashley stepped into this new chapter with a mix of excitement and nervousness, carrying the lessons of her family in her heart. She was ready to discover who she was meant to be. In a social studies classroom, stories of the past and debates about the present sparked a new fire in Ashley's mind. She listened intently, realizing that the world was full of complex challenges, and that understanding them was the first step toward making a difference. It was in these same hallways that true friendships began to blossom. She found friends who shared her laughter and her growing desire to create a better world. These bonds, built on trust and shared dreams, became her anchor in the busy world of school. Even as she grew more independent, Ashley always had her family. She would often talk with her brother Beau, whose calm wisdom helped her navigate the pressures of school and the complexities of her own growing ambitions. He was her steady guide. Her brother Hunter remained her partner in fun, always ready to make her laugh and remind her not to take life too seriously. His spirited energy was a welcome balance to her thoughtful nature, and their bond brought constant joy and lightness to her life. One day, Ashley learned about the plight of dolphins caught in tuna nets. The injustice of it struck her deeply. It wasn't just a sad story. It was a problem that needed a solution. A passion was ignited, a purpose beginning to form. She immediately shared her newfound passion with her closest friends. Sitting on a school bench, she explained what she had learned, her voice filled with conviction. They listened, captivated, feeling the same pull to take action and stand up for those without a voice. Inspired, Ashley went home and began to organize her thoughts. She didn't just feel sad, she felt empowered. She spent hours at her desk, drafting letters to the cosmetic companies that tested their products on animals, her pen moving with purpose and a newfound sense of power. She showed her work to her father, explaining her campaign to protect animals. He read her letters with a look of immense pride, seeing in his daughter the same fire for justice that he felt. He encouraged her to keep going, assuring her that her voice mattered. Beyond her advocacy, Ashley was a dedicated member of her school's lacrosse team. On the field, she learned about teamwork, discipline, and the strength that comes from working together toward a common goal. It was another kind of advocacy for her team. Late-night talks with friends became a cherished ritual. They would share secrets, dream about the future, and support each other through teenage anxieties. These moments of connection strengthened her belief in the power of community and sisterhood. Her campaign grew. Ashley started a club at school, creating handmade signs and encouraging her classmates to join her. She discovered a confidence she never knew she had, speaking to small groups of students about the causes that mattered so much to her. With her friends by her side, the project felt bigger and more hopeful. They worked together, painting posters and planning their next steps. Their shared purpose made the work feel less like a task and more like a joyful mission they were on together. There were moments of doubt, times when the problems of the world felt too big to solve. She wondered if one person, one group of students, could truly make a difference. In these quiet moments, she had to dig deep to find her resolve. During these times, she turned to her mother. Jill, with her educator's heart and a mother's love, would listen and offer perspective. She reminded Ashley that every big change starts with small, persistent steps, and that she should never underestimate her own strength. Bolstered by her family's unwavering support, Ashley's determination was renewed. She returned to her work with even more passion, understanding that setbacks were not failures, but opportunities to learn and grow stronger in her convictions. Then a breakthrough. One of the major companies she had written to announced a new policy. They would stop testing their products on animals. Reading the news, Ashley felt a profound sense of accomplishment. Her voice had been heard. Change was possible. She celebrated the victory with the friends who had been there from the start. It was a shared success, a testament to their friendship and collective effort. They had not only made a difference, but had also proven the power of their own voices. As high school drew to a close, Ashley walked with her father, discussing her future. The path ahead was full of possibilities, but her purpose was becoming clear. She wanted to dedicate her life to social work, to fighting for justice and equality for all. The teenage girl who had stepped nervously into the school hallways was now a young woman filled with purpose. The roots of family, love, and service had blossomed into a passionate commitment to making the world a more compassionate place. Her journey was just beginning, building a voice. Ashley stepped onto the Tulane University campus, the New Orleans air thick with humidity and the sweet scent of jasmine. It wasn't just a new school, it was a new world, vibrant with culture and history. A place where she could finally begin to discover who she was meant to be. In her cultural anthropology classes, the world opened up. She learned about the intricate threads that connect communities, the power of tradition, and the importance of understanding different ways of life. Every lecture was a revelation, sparking a fire within her. The library became her sanctuary. Surrounded by towering shelves of books, she spent countless hours lost in stories of social justice and human rights. The quiet hum of the library was the soundtrack to her expanding mind and growing sense of purpose. Her education wasn't confined to classrooms. In the heart of New Orleans, she volunteered with local outreach programs, connecting with communities and seeing firsthand the challenges they faced. These experiences were more profound than any textbook. Graduation day was a whirlwind of emotions. With her diploma in hand, she felt a deep sense of accomplishment, but also a pressing question. What's next? The world was waiting, and she was ready to find her place in it. After college, there was a period of searching. To make ends meet, she took a job at a local pizza parlor. It was humbling work, but it taught her the value of a hard day's labor and the dignity in every job. Her heart, however, was pulling her towards service. She began volunteering at a girls' clinic, offering support and guidance. It was here, in the quiet moments of connection, that her path began to feel clearer. The call to social work grew stronger. She enrolled at the University of Pennsylvania's School of Social Policy and Practice, eager to gain the skills needed to turn her passion into a profession. It felt like coming home. Her master's program was intense and demanding, pushing her to confront complex social issues. She studied policies, systems, and the human element behind them, solidifying her resolve to be an agent of change. With a Master of Social Work degree, she felt equipped and empowered. Her journey of searching was over. Her journey of purpose was just beginning. She was ready to dedicate her life to the work that truly mattered. Her first major role was at the Delaware Center for Justice, a nonprofit dedicated to criminal justice reform. She started as a career and education liaison, working directly with young people in schools and detention centers. She saw the immense potential in the kids she worked with, potential that was too often overlooked. She listened to their stories, their hopes, and their fears, believing in each one of them, even when they didn't believe in themselves. Ashley was determined to create better programs. She helped develop and run initiatives that provided education, job training, and a second chance for those in the juvenile justice system. Her work was hands-on and hard-in. There were difficult days, filled with frustration at a slow-moving system. But the resilience of the young people she served always refueled her spirit. Their courage became her motivation. After 15 years of dedicated service, she became the executive director of the center. In this role, she could amplify her impact, advocating for systemic change, and fighting for a more just and equitable world for all. Her voice, once a quiet whisper of passion, was now a clear and powerful instrument for change. She began speaking at conferences and public events, sharing her experiences and advocating for the communities she served. She knew that economic empowerment was a key part of social justice. This belief inspired her to found Livelihood, a fashion brand that raises money for community-based initiatives through the sale of its products. The brand was more than just clothing. It was a mission. It was a way to connect people to important causes and to prove that business could be a powerful force for good in the world. From a curious student to a determined advocate, Ashley had built a voice for herself and for others. Her life became a testament to the power of empathy, hard work, and the unwavering belief that one person can make a difference. Her journey continues, driven by the same passion that first ignited in a New Orleans classroom. She keeps listening, learning, and fighting, forever using her voice to build a better, more just world. Leading with heart, with a steady voice and a heart full of purpose, she stood before the world, not as a figure of power, but as a beacon of hope. Her words were a call to action, a reminder that even the smallest act of kindness can ripple out to change the world. She believed that every young person deserved a chance to shine. In the quiet moments of mentorship, she listened to their dreams and fears, offering not just guidance, but a belief in their potential that they could carry with them always. A new building stood tall, a testament to her unwavering belief in the power of community. It was more than just bricks and mortar. It was a sanctuary, a place where people could gather, learn, and grow together. Strengthening the bonds that unite them, she spoke openly about the importance of mental well-being, breaking down the walls of stigma. Her advocacy brought conversations about mental health into the light, creating a space where people felt safe to seek help and support one another. In the heart of the city, she worked alongside volunteers, her hands busy, but her spirit light. She knew that addressing hunger was not just about providing food, but about nourishing the community with compassion and dignity. In a village where water was once a luxury, she celebrated a new beginning. The sound of clean, flowing water was a symphony of hope, a promise of a healthier and brighter future for generations to come. She listened to the stories of those who had been through the justice system, their voices filled with resilience. She fought for a system that was not just about punishment, but about rehabilitation and the chance for a new start. Her love for animals was a quiet but powerful force. At the local shelter, she offered comfort to the lonely and the lost. Her gentle touch a reminder that every life, no matter how small, is precious. With her hands in the earth, she planted a tree, a simple act with a profound meaning. It was a promise to future generations, a commitment to protecting the natural world that sustains us all. In the quiet corners of the library, she opened up worlds with the turn of a page. She believed that literacy was the key to unlocking a child's imagination and empowering them to write their own stories. She sat with the veterans, their stories of service and sacrifice filling the room. She listened with a heavy heart and a deep respect, vowing to ensure that their bravery would never be forgotten. She found inspiration in the vibrant colors and bold strokes of local artists. She believed that art had the power to challenge perspectives, spark conversations, and bring beauty into the everyday lives of people. She saw the spark of innovation in the eyes of women entrepreneurs. By investing in their dreams, she was not just supporting businesses, but building a more equitable and prosperous future for all. In the warmth of the shelter, she served meals with a gentle smile and a kind word. She saw the humanity in every person she met, reminding them that they were not invisible, that they were not forgotten. She celebrated the rich tapestry of cultures that made up her community. By embracing diversity, she fostered a sense of belonging, creating a place where everyone felt seen, valued, and respected. She fought for a world where everyone had a seat at the table. Her advocacy for disability rights was a testament to her belief that a truly just society is one that is accessible and inclusive for all. At the airport, she welcomed a family who had traveled far in search of safety and a new home. Her embrace was a message of hope, a promise of a community that would welcome them with open arms. On a stage before a sea of faces, she spoke of peace, not as a distant dream, but as a daily practice. Her words were a powerful reminder that peace begins in our own hearts and communities. She believed that the greatest change came from people working together. Shoulder to shoulder with her neighbors, she built, she planted, she cleaned, her actions a testament to the power of collective action. As the sun set on another day, she looked out at the world with a heart full of gratitude. Her life was a testament to the fact that a legacy is not measured in wealth or power, but in the lives you touch and the love you leave behind. A lasting legacy. In the quiet hum of a city office, Ashley shared her experiences. Her words were not just advice, but sparks, igniting the passion of a young social worker ready to change the world. She often returned to the community centers she helped build, not as a founder, but as a friend, listening to the stories and laughter that now filled the halls she had once only imagined. Within the threads of a new clothing line, she saw her legacy woven. She guided a young designer, showing how fabric and purpose could combine to create a powerful statement of support and advocacy. Some days were for quiet reflection. Sitting on a park bench, she would watch the world go by, children playing, families talking, seeing the fabric of a strong community she had worked so hard to protect. Her influence echoed in places she hadn't been in years. A news report on television highlighted a thriving social justice program, a seed she had planted long ago, now a mighty tree providing shelter for many. A letter arrived, its pages filled with gratitude from a life she had touched unknowingly. The words were a testament to the ripple effect of kindness, a single act of support that had blossomed into a life of success. Walking through a revitalized neighborhood, she saw her vision made real. Murals celebrating unity covered brick walls, and community gardens bloomed where empty lots once stood. Her spirit was in the very air. She spoke to university students not of her achievements, but of their potential. Her wisdom was a compass, pointing them toward careers filled with purpose and a commitment to serving others. In the golden light of late afternoon, she filled the pages of her journal. It was a space to distill a lifetime of lessons, not for history, but for her own clarity, finding the poetry in her journey. Old photographs were portals to the past. Sharing them with a loved one, she didn't just remember the moments. She honored the love and support that had been the unshakable foundation of her life's work. A solitary walk in the woods was a form of meditation. With each step among the ancient trees, she felt a deeper connection to the world and a profound sense of peace with her place within it. She shared her story for the archives, her voice calm and steady. It wasn't a list of accomplishments, but a map of her heart, hoping to guide future travelers on their own paths of purpose. At a gala held in her honor, she accepted an award not for herself, but for every person who had joined her cause. She deflected the spotlight, turning it back onto the community she so dearly loved. From the audience, she watched a new generation take the stage. The voice was different, but the message was the same, a powerful echo of hope she had helped to amplify years before. An exhibition showcased the history of the livelihood brand. She walked through it quietly, seeing the simple hoodie transformed into a symbol of a movement, a testament to fashion with a conscience. The truest measure of her legacy was in the quiet moments, a shared meal, a knowing glance, the unconditional love of her family. This was the core from which all her strength had grown. As the sun set, painting the sky in hues of orange and purple, she would look out her window. It was a mirror to her own life, a brilliant, beautiful journey, gracefully transitioning into a peaceful twilight. In a library, a young child sat engrossed in a book, its pages telling the story of a woman who believed in helping others. The legacy was now a story, passed on to shape the dreams of the future. Her work was like a lantern released into the night sky. She had given it its light and its direction, and now she watched with a peaceful heart as it floated on, illuminating the darkness for others to find their way. Her life was a testament to the enduring power of a single, purpose-driven heart. Her legacy was not written in stone, but in the countless lives she brightened, a light that would never fade.